Hello and welcome to MetroArts. I'm your host, Cheryl Coonan. Here on MetroArts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists, to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we have artist Mary Fortuna, dancer and performer Fred Anderson, also known as Fast Freddy, and starting it off, it's singer-songwriter Britney Stoney. She's here in the Midtown Studio to perform Ride.
Just how wonderful you are, I never wanna let you go. And boy, I hope you know that I ride for you, cry for you, baby. Even if I'm by your side, I'm your lady. And I do what you want me to, whenever, anything you want me to. Whatever, I do what you want me to, whenever, anything you want me to, whatever, 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 whatever. Now I just want you close to me, pull me tight and tell me that you never leave. Now if we can make it together forever, I'll stick with you through good and stormy weather. And I ride for you, cry for you, baby. Even if I'm by your side, I'm your lady. And I do what you want me to, whenever, anything you want me to, whatever. I do what you want me to, whenever, anything you want me to, whenever, whenever, see your soul, sexy, oh, the way you make me feel, my whole body cheese, 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 my whole body, yeah, yeah, oh, 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 oh.
Hey.
Amazing song. That was so great.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So your sound is really unique, really powerful. In your bio, you've described it as neo soul. How would you describe that to people?
I would say it's more like alternative soul, combination of alternative, indie, you know, just soul music though, period.
Yeah,
So
it's such a
that's
great
the root.
song. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who are some of your musical influences?
Well, Rochelle Farrell, I love her, just her voice, her vocal abilities. Erykah Badu. Right now, I really like Jessie Ware. She's super dope, and she's new. She's a newer artist, but it's kind of like a Sade feel, but
Right.
a little bit of electric and pop and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's a newer
and
person.
you can sense all of that in your music too. So in your bio, you also talk about creating a personal connection with the audience. Is that really for you what it's mostly about, creating that connection?
Well, yeah, I think live performances bring something else out of you, you know, just being able to share that energy with the audience, you know, just letting them into like your creativity and just giving it away. So I think it's a special moment for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And
that's what it's all about.
I'm sure in your relatively young career, you've done a lot of traveling and performing. Where would you say has been your favorite place to perform, or who maybe has the best audience?
I like doing the festivals. I've done Arts Beats and Needs a couple times, and that's always nice because it's warm outside and you're outside, and things like the River Days where you're by the water and there's people there, there's family there, so that's always a cool environment to be in.
Cool. So where can we go to find out more about you?
You can, for right now, you can visit my Reverb Nation page, and it's reverbnation.com/Britney Stoney. And also Facebook, I have a Facebook music page, Twitter, all of that, Britney Stoney. It's BritneyStoney.
Great. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No
And
problem. Thanks for having me.
Look forward to you performing again right now.
All right.
Right now, it's Britney Stoney with My Own Rules. You're watching MetroArts Detroit, produced at Wayne State University. we'd like to welcome Mary Fortuna to the Midtown Studio and Wayne State University. Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, a little cold, but I'm all right.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
So you're a Wayne State alum, and you've been an active artist in the Metro Detroit area for many years. Tell us a little bit about your general art theme.
Well, I tend to be, I'm very interested in mythology and storytelling, and just as general ideas. I love looking back at the kind of creation stories and stories from other cultures and just sort of the origins of people making things. I've been interested for a very long time in making dolls and puppet-like creatures. And once I made my first suspended sculpture, I didn't want to deal with gravity anymore. I wanted to hang everything from the ceiling. So I kind of,
yeah, I was going to say, it seems like dolls make up a big part of your creative energy. What is it about them that interests you so much?
Well, dolls and puppets are something that my sister and I and our friends, we made and played with dolls all the time when we were kids, and we made puppets. I can remember making elaborate marionettes and doing, you know, fancy puppet shows in the backyard. So it's always been there, even as a kid. And I, 20 years or so ago, I started making them as my gallery practice. I started making objects that became more doll-like, and people really responded to them. And just, doll making is one of the things that that human beings have done since the very beginning. If you go to a natural history museum and look at displays of, people's artifacts and the things that early people were doing, you will find something that's like a little model of a human figure in any culture, anywhere in the world, any place I've seen. The farther back you go, you're going to find things like dolls.
Sure, and it's something that's interested you for a long time. And I know you brought some, and we'll get into those. Sure. But where does your creative inspiration come from when you're making dolls?
It really just comes from everywhere, just everything around me. I'm very interested in animals. I'm interested in people. I'm interested in stories and magic and all kinds of ideas. One thing that's always been really interesting to me are sort of God figures in other religions and other cultures, and like the animal-headed gods that you find in Egypt, or some of the Hindu deities and creatures just all over the world. I'm really interested in that.
And in looking at the pieces you brought today, which are fabulous, by the way, you mentioned mythology and things. That one kind of stands out as something that may have inspired. Yeah,
not necessarily a specific mythological creature, but I really like combining human and animal characteristics, and making an animal-headed creature or a figure that has both qualities. I like how that kind of bridges these two worlds and becomes a different thing.
Right. And what about the other pieces? Any particular inspiration?
This one, I really love this one. This guy is called Arachnoid, and he is an 8-legged figure based on the idea. I looked at Hindu figures with the multiple arms, and there are various reasons why they do that. And it kind of gave me an interesting problem to solve. Like, how can I make a figure with all those arms and legs and make it feel organic? That's important to me, that it feels like it has some kind of logic to how it's made, that it's not just kind of thrown together.
Right, and they all have the strings, so these are meant to be hung from the ceiling.
Yeah, the first time I made a sculpture do that, I didn't want them sitting still anymore, and I did that a long time ago, and I just couldn't stop doing it. I love the way they can move.
They're very cool, very, very intricate pieces. But I'm also curious, you have a piece called The Great Curve, and we have some photos.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that.
The Great Curve, it was made for a show that I was very lucky to do at the Birmingham Bluefield Art Center last May. I had this beautiful space available to me, this very high ceilings and a big broad expanse of space, almost more space than I've ever had to work with before. And I wanted to push myself to make a couple of gigantic puppets. So it's like a giant rabbit with big head and big hands, and then it has this dress made of different colors of linen fabric, and the idea, it's based on a song from the Talking Heads called The Great Curve, and there are references to the world moves on a woman's hips, and it's just this idea that there is this mother figure that is the creator and the source of energy in the world. And I was thinking about that and thinking about the gown or the dress that this giant figure is wearing as being sort of where all the animals and creatures in the world come from, and I wanted this sort of representation of that.
So much
idea.
thought behind everything. I love that. Do you have, I mean, you do so much great, interesting work. Do you have a favorite piece that you've done?
It's hard to pick out a favorite. This little guy right here that I held up, he is one of my favorite things I've ever made. Sometimes you just sort of fall in love.
Yeah.
I have made many representations of the Hindu goddess Kali. She's a goddess of chaos and destruction, but also of kind of creativity and regeneration. And I go back to that image over and over and over again in my life. It's not for religious purposes, but just as story and myth making and ideas. Like I love the idea of this creative and destructive force.
Now, in addition to being an artist, you've also done work as a juror, and you're also an exhibitions director. Tell us just a bit about that.
Yeah, I'm the exhibition director at Paint Creek Center for the Arts. I've been there since 2000. I've been the exhibition director since 2004. I work with an exhibition committee and with a staff to put together a full schedule of shows in our galleries every year. I've been lucky enough to have been invited several times to jury shows at other art centers and organizations. I was invited to participate as a panelist for the Kresge Fellowships in 2011. So it's nice to be respected enough as an artist and for your opinions to be asked to do these things. And
absolutely, that's fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us
today.
Thank you. Where can people go to learn a bit more about you and your artwork?
My website is maryfortuna.com, and that's probably the best way to find me. It's probably the easiest. It's kind of hard to, it's an easy name to remember. So
Great. Well, thanks, Mary, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your art with us today.
Thanks.
You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television. We'd like to welcome Fred Anderson, also known as Fast Freddy, to the Midtown Studio. He's here to dance.
Everybody get up. Everybody get up. Hey, hey, hey. 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 Everybody get up. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody get up. Good girl. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. You're a good girl. Can't let it get past me. You far from plastic. Talking about getting blasted. I hate these blurred lines. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. But you're a good girl. The way you grab me, must wanna get nasty. Go ahead, get at me. Everybody get up. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody get up.
Great moves, Fred. That was awesome.
Oh, well, it's good being here. It's fun.
Thank you for being here. So how did you get started in dancing?
Well, as a teenager, you know, that's what we pretty much did, and I only had one sister, and I was a guy, I had to keep an eye on her, you know, so, and that's all she and her friends did was dance. And they didn't know I learned, you know, but I took notes and
Picked it up from
picked
them.
it up, and then from there, it's just full steam ahead, so.
Very cool. Well, you've had an extensive dance career. You've performed on broadcast TV shows like The Robin Seymour Show and The Scene for many years.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, that was just great. Like I said, we started a group locally just for fun, just like the break dancers, all these dancers now, and it kind of caught on. It was something different. It was unique. They know it was time put in it, and it was just enjoyable for people to watch and enjoy for us to do.
Great. Now we got to know, how did you get to be known as Fast Freddy?
Well, that came from modeling. I started modeling when I was about 19 years old for Hudson's and Saks and all that. And you change clothes pretty fast, and I was pretty good at that. So, matter of fact, so fast they didn't believe it. So they said, well, we're going to name you Fast Freddy. The guy that named me that was the guy I did commercials for. He's deceased now, but he's the one that actually started that. And it has just snowballed and escalated. So.
And it stuck. Very cool. So modeling and dancing, and I understand you had a 6-page spread in GQ magazine in 2000?
Just happen to have this.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty proud of that.
Tell us about that. How did that come about?
Well, I was totally surprised. I've been modeling for many years, and then they came to me, they found my name, and they went to a few cities, and the Fast Freddy thing kind of stuck. And by me being on TV, you know, it was kind of, everybody knew. So they came and interviewed me, and they said I was kind of interesting, and then they found out all the things I did. And I was only thinking it was going to be one page with a little postage stamp thing, but it came out to be 6 pages, you know, so that's just an incredible thing to have happened to anybody.
It's definitely
being from Detroit, so I'm pretty proud of that. I just happen to have it with me. Okay.
Definitely amazing, and they found you themselves
They found me themselves and came here, and they stayed with me for 3 days and found out all the things I did and how I was accepted. I think that's what escalated this into being a 6-page.
Now, you also have an interest in fashion, and you have great style, so tell us how you choose your outfits.
Well, I'm just a clothes fanatic, and everything just has a match. They call me the head-to-toe man. That's why I'm always wearing hats and stuff. But I just like clothes, like looking good, because looking good makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, on my worst days, I try to dress up, because it makes me feel good, and the way you present yourself, the way people accept you. So.
Well, you look great, and you're going to be doing another dance for us, but this time you're going to be teaching our own MetroArts producer, Sophia Sanchez, some moves. Tell us about what you're going to be showing her.
Well, just something simple. I don't go to anything extensive, just something small, intimate things, just something small, nothing over the hill. Just a coordinating thing, more or less, you know, just to get your balance and everything and just make it fun. That's the biggest thing, having fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Indeed, my pleasure.
Once again, here's Fast Freddy.
All right, what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna start very simple, just going up and back, starting with the right foot. Here we go, let's go. Right up, left back, right back again. Right up, left back, again. Come on, right up, and back. One more. Right up, left back, and stop. Then we're gonna face each other. We're gonna step back as if we were in a mirror, you're pushing away. So she's gonna step back on her right foot, and I'm gonna step back on my left. Here we go, step back, and up, and back. Here we go, good. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Now, side to side, take a right hand, left hand goes in the back. And we're gonna turn together, we're gonna up and back, and we're gonna turn, half turn together. Right up, left back, again. Right up, left back, one more. Right up, left up. Now half turn, right, back. There you go, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Back this, let's go again. Right up, left back, again. Right up, left back, again. Right up, come back, and stop. Then the guy can take it easy. Here's what I want you to do. You want to step back. Now I want you to step out by yourself. Step, turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and now I'm gonna catch up with you. We are together. Up right, up left, turn together. Turn back, turn together, turn back. Go straight, up right, up left, back right. Simple, just keep it simple. Doesn't take a lot. It's all about having some fun and relaxing.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. I'd like to thank our guests, Britney Stoney, Mary Fortuna, and Fast Freddy for joining us today. I'm your host on MetroArts, Cheryl Coonan, reminding you to foster your own creativity and always support the arts wherever you go.